Ark Survival Ascended has been released for a little while now, and with all the hours that I've spent on Ark, I still probably haven't tamed half of the creatures in the game. So, to increase my knowledge and also hatred for certain dinos in the game, I will be taming every single one of them on the island, and ranking them from S tier being an easy tame that's worth your time, to E tier, meaning
earn it in fire.
For this to work, however, I will be granting myself full tech armor and the necessary tools to tame whatever creature is needed. I will also be setting the taming rate to the max, as the inventory screen isn't that fun to watch. Remember that these are my opinions related to my experiences in the game, so don't get too mad if I critique your favorite dinosaur. So, without further ado, let's get into the first creature. To start off my journey, the first creature on the list was an Achatina, the slippery little snail that seems to dig its fingers into everything you love. Now, at first I was hopeful that I would actually be able to find these things quite easily, considering the swamp area that I was in had a large open field to search in. I didn't take into consideration, however, how massively long the grass is in Ascended, and it made for looking for this slippery little bastard way harder than it needed to be. After searching for about 20 minutes, I found one just slithering around in the sand. But the Achatina wasn't the only thing slithering around in the sand. That is a relief, don't you dare! How many snakes are there, man? It's knocked out already. Wait, they knocked it out. Can I just tame it now? I don't know what it eats. Put food in its inventory. What does it eat? I'm gonna die. Oh, this stupid fucking biome, bro. Thankfully, the snake from earlier knocked the little fella out, so I was able to tame him after feeding him some vegetable cakes. C tier for wasting my time. Upon searching the northeast mountain for an allo, I spotted a Carchar chomping on a corpse inside of some ruins, which will come in handy for later as these things are quite rare. Sounds like a Carchar. Oh, yep, that's definitely a Carchar. Is he eating the tree? What's he doing? This Anky's just watching this like, holy shit, man. Anyways, after a little bit of searching, I found a pack of Allosaurs being annoying cretins inside of the local jungle. So, I singled one out and started taming him. Allosaurs are a pretty good tame in my opinion, but they are fucking annoying, so the highest I'll give them is a B tier. Thankfully, as you saw before, there was a friendly little Anky chilling in those ruins that the Carchar was at. But unfortunately, after knocking it out, my inner ADHD started flaring and I saw a shiny Carchar egg just laying there on the ground. Oh my god! Oh! Oh my god! He fucking killed me! Yeah, bro is definitely dead in there, but I now have this guy trapped, so if I want to come back for this later, I will. Anyways, it took me about 10 minutes to find and tame another Anklyo. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about this one. I'll give the Anky an S tier for being a god tier metal farmer for the island. The Araneo is one of those evasive species in Ark that are just so useful that I kill them instantly every time I see them. Yeah, I fucking hated going into these caves, especially since I set the difficulty to the maximum possible, so it was like a fucking Temple of Doom down there. I can't fucking... Where am I? What is going on? Dude, what is that? I got stuck up here. I'm dead. Bro! These motherfuckers do not die. They don't die! They just don't die! While I was going down there, I also decided to tame an Arthropleura, as it was pretty close to the Araneo on the list. I'll be giving both the Araneo and the Arthropleura a D tier, considering you need bug repellent and sport meat that can be used for literally anything but going down there and taming these things. As I dove into Ascended's new oceans for the first time, I was quite surprised with the amount of vision you had compared to Evolved. They're certainly less boring than Evolved, but they lack any sense of depth and emptiness that we were all used to, especially considering the map just cuts off at a certain point. But this isn't a review video just yet, so I went on to find my angler and I knocked him out right next to two friendly lead Sichthies. These things aren't actually too bad, and I'll be definitely considering taming one if I see one early game. B tier. Next we have the this thing. Look, I found this thing with ease, and unless you're doing a redwoods only survival for some reason, I can't see myself ever taming or using one of these things, but hey, they're alright, I guess. C tier because Fortnite glider. There's not much I can say about the RG, except it's always my go-to tame whenever I create a survivor, and it's genuinely good at any point in the game. I would honestly go as far as saying that this thing is a must-have, and it's extremely simple and easy to tame. Good for weight, good for transport, and genuinely the best flyer on the island. S tier. Moving on to the Baryonix, I found one fairly easily looking through the swamp biome, and I again can't really say much except it's a pretty decent tame if you're looking for something to hunt with. I personally wouldn't go for it as it's commonly a swamp creature, but if you've got balls of steel, this could be a great tame for you. B tier. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I searched the ocean for about half an hour for this motherfucker. I see these things everywhere and always accidentally end up shooting them or attacking them with a sea tame. Honestly, I think this tame would be really cool if you got to keep the mantas that followed it, or at the very least be able to kind of like summon them for a bit, but you don't. And let's just say I didn't expect them to be so hostile this early on. Am I tripping or did that just happen? C tier because I lost a Sarco to one of these motherfuckers one time. Let me start off by saying that these things look fucking horrific. You can't convince me that these things are actually frogs and not an invasive species imported from South America. As an Australian, there's only one rule you have when you see a cane toad running along the road, and that's to run them the fuck over as soon as you see them. So that's what I do to these things in Ark. Fortunately for this guy, however, he'll be sitting inside of my cryopod. Unfortunately for this guy, he'll be getting a C tier because of how mid and boring they are. The Brontosaurus is a staple of a dinosaur for Ark, and I love them, especially in ASA. The sounds of their footsteps are just so cool now, and they're still the master berry gatherers. Just listen to this noise of it smacking on the ground when I knock it out. I'm giving my boy an A tier because it wouldn't be a dinosaur game without him. The next dino on the list is the Carbo, and thankfully there was one right down the river from the Bronto. These things make me smile every time I see them because I know I wasn't the only one who instantly tried to ride on its back when I first started playing. Other than them being an excellent tank if you level them to completion, that's about all they have going for them. Anyways, while I was taming this guy, I decided to go off track a bit and also tame a Therozinosaur because I saw one right next to him and I thought, why not? After I killed a horde of Dillos, both my Carbo and Thero tamed and I was in a pretty good mood. So I'm giving the Carbo a B tier and the Therozino an A. Both really good starter tames for harvesting and swimming. Thankfully, because of previous incidents, I knew exactly where to find a Karcha, and luckily she was still trapped inside the ruins I found her in. Only question was, how was I going to feed it? And you need to die right here. Stop. Okay. You die. I have a gift for you. Oh, what do I do? It doesn't really care about me now, but before it did. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Wait, I meant to kill with this thing. Do I ride it? It's not. Oh, fuck. Oh, oh no. No, 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 no. It's free! Since the RG I lured in didn't work, I had a better idea. I decided to tame a T-Rex that I found on the side of a cliff nearby, so that I could kill it and feed it to the Karcha. This worked absolutely perfectly, and I was able to kill some dinos down the hill. I was expecting this to be a lot harder considering how buggy dragging corpses used to be on Evolved, but I had a lot of fun with this. S tier. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these things are really fucking weird. I'm no IRL prehistorian, but why do these things throw mass amounts of shit with both their hands? And why do they tame with beer? These things have only been an annoyance to me and every new player that gets too close and finds out that they're about to experience the worst form of pink eye possible. For some reason, when I tamed my Calico, he started throwing shit at everything that moved, including babies, and I have no idea why. I'll give these things a C tier because I'm sure the poop throwing could come in handy, but I don't know who's going out of the way to get beer to tame these. Ah yes, the Carno. Up there with the Dillo for the most annoying fucking dinos from seeing you from miles away minding your own business. I already knew that finding one of these things was going to be really easy, but I didn't expect to reenact Bambi. C tier. The Beaver was quite an easy tame. I knew exactly where they'd be on the map and it was just a fairly easy knockout tame. B tier for providing me with infinite cementing paste. For some reason, it took me way too long to find a pack of Compys. Considering I continuously run into hundreds of them the second my toes touch the grass, I really expected to find them instantly. After knocking one out and killing the other, I realized that these things run out of torpor incredibly fast. So I panicked and shot the first one to death. Luckily, there was a few more in the area, and so was a Dillo. But after feeding one some narco berries, it woke up in no time. That's not to say these things are incredibly annoying, and I would never tame one of these in a real game. D tier. After venturing into the snow biome for the first time, I was shocked to find that it was the exact same hellhole from Evolved. I found two Daedons fighting on the side of a cliff and ended up knocking one out, and the other one, well, B tier for healing my Rexes in boss fights. I'm just gonna start by saying that I fucking hate Dilos, and they're probably the most annoying creature in the entire game in my opinion. I can't recall a single time where I've gone to do anything in Ark and I've had to kill about 50 of these poison slinging cunts. I ended up knocking 2 of these guys out, so I ended up punching one to death, and eat your father. D tier, these things. I'm not gonna lie when I say that these things are extremely ugly and annoying. I'm sorry, just look at them. Anyways, as I was taming one of these things, I wasn't watching, and I ended up waking one up. And it all just went to shit after that because every force of nature decided to come after me. After that fiasco, I finally got it tamed, and I still can't find a reason to ever tame one of these things. D tier. Whenever I think of Dimorphodons, I associate them with absolute fear. Because if there's just a few of them in the area and you attack them, you'll be in a world of pain. C tier because they killed all my tames once when I first started playing. I don't know what's with wildcard and adding strange little swamp water creatures, but this is just one of the many harmless beings that look so ugly to me. I do as best as I can to get away from them. Other than the occasional alligators and piranhas, I tame this guy fairly easily, and I got curious as to what these things actually do, and I regret it instantly. I don't like that. That's fucking disgusting. D tier. Now, I'm not going to compare sizes of a Diplodocus to a Bronto, but I know one thing's for sure, and that's that I'd much rather be one-hit KO'd by the swinging tail of a mountain-sized dino than whatever the f*** this is. On my way over to the first Diplo, I encountered some unwanted guests. Oh, fuck off. But honestly, that didn't annoy me anywhere near as much as it did taming these guys. Seriously, why do these things get so mad when you do as little as get close to them, and they literally do not leave you the fuck alone? At one point, I had 3 of these dudes as well as Bigfoot taming at once, and I somehow lost all of them one by one. Oh my lord, man. Now what? What the fuck did I do to you? Why's everything so angry at me? I literally haven't done anything. Fuck off. Anyways, I'll never be taming one of these guys again. D tier. I'm gonna go ahead and combine both the dire bear and dire wolf together, considering they're pretty much the same tame. I personally wouldn't go for either one of these, but if you're into Yogi Bear or you're a furry, then go right ahead. I'll give the dire bear a C and the dire wolf a D for creeping me out with its weird triangular snout. The Dodo is a staple dino for Ark. That's mostly due to it being the first small creature out of the catalog that Wildcard decides to heavily market, because they do that a lot. But to let the nostalgia sink in, I decided to do things the old-fashioned way. Die! Die, Dodo, die! Die, you stupid motherfucker! Oh. Did I just kill it? Hey, buddy, you wanna back up, mate? You're acting like your father. A fucking idiot. A tier. Like the Anklyo, the Dodi can do about the same, but with stone. What really makes them cool is the fact that they can crawl into a little ball. Now, if that doesn't deserve some credit, I don't know what does. After I knocked out my Doedicurus, I decided to put some food in the microwave, and while I was waiting, I heard some strange noises. Man, that's actually fucking terrifying. Oh, it's a Rex. Yeah, so that was lucky timing. Anyways, I decided to tame the Rex while I was at it because he seemed like he wanted it, to be honest. I'll give the Rex an S tier and the Doed an A tier. Both classic dinos, and the Rex has got to be the best island dino for boss fights. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, before venturing into another cave of doom, I wanted to tame the Dung Beetle the legit way, so I made my Bronto shit for me and I legit crashed 2 times. Dude, like, bro! So that will explain why I was so annoyed in the next clip. I really hope I emphasized on how the caves were in the previous clips because holy shit, this is overkill. Believe it or not, the Dung Beetles are actually pretty useful now and actually have purpose compared to Evolved because they can actually pick up poop automatically now. A tier. I think the Dunkleo is one of my personal most forgettable ocean dinos. The only time I've run into these guys is when I've tried to tame a Megalodon or something and I've mistaken them upon first glance and then just ignored them. And I mean rightfully so, these things look fucking stupid. I've got the sleeping lions here, Jesus Christ. My god. Oh, I'm gonna die! Oh, they're pretty cool though and they aren't the worst thing in the world, so I'll give them a C tier because I'm feeling nice. Electrophorus are basically the Dillos of the ocean. They'll literally find you and chase you for miles just to die, and yet be so shit that I didn't even realize they were a knockout tame. Oh, they're a passive tame, aren't they? No, fuck off. Oh my god, bruh. D tier. I searched the map for about 40 minutes trying to find this dumb fucking horse. And I literally searched specific locations to find these things and they physically just didn't want to show. Or I'm just blind. But as I was searching, I literally found a unicorn. Yes, that's right, a fucking unicorn before a normal horse. Is that a fucking unicorn? Oh my god, it's a unicorn! I decided to start taming it right then and there because looking for it later. Oh, fuck off. But then I saw it. A fucking Equus. Just standing there, right next to it. Dude, no way, I lost a fucking unicorn, bro. Like, seriously. If I don't find this thing, I'm just not looking for it because holy shit, it took me an hour to look for one Equus. For those of you who don't know, there is only one unicorn allowed on one map at a time. And I had found the one. Oh, it's getting attacked by a fucking raptor. Stop it. Anyways, this was my first time taming a unicorn, and I believed in a rumor from my friends a long time ago that these things pooped rainbow poop, but I was very disappointed to find out it was all a lie this whole time. Other than flexing on other tribes, there is literally no reason to tame these things. Just get a normal Equus like I did. Unless you find one in the wild, then tame it instantly, because you're never finding that shit again. I got it! Quickly! Get in! Get in! Run! I'm sorry, okay? I needed the egg. D tier for both. Have you ever been wandering through the redwoods and heard these things hurling towards you and just about shit your pants only to find out it's one of these lanky dogs? Because I haven't. Anyways, taming a galley was fairly easy up until a raptor decided to tear mine to shreds. Oh, why? And then afterwards, I just couldn't hit a single shot, but we're not going to talk about that. Oh, dude, just sit still, please. B tier for being a fast boy. The giant bee was another one of those creatures that I came in with the mentality of fire anything at it until it's unconscious. And honestly, that worked until thousands of bees came flying at me. Seriously, this was one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever had taming a creature in Ark, and I couldn't imagine what this would be like without tech armor. Once a giant bee appeared out of the hive, I luckily realized that it was a passive tame, and let me just say it took a few attempts to get to her. Go. Okay, yeah, no, okay. It can't see me. I don't know what to do. What do I do? It just does this every time I get near it. What do I do? It's just shitting bees! Please! What the fuck do I do? How many raptors are there? What is going on, bro? But we pulled through in the end, and honestly, I'm quite surprised with how fun and cool that was. So I'll give the bee a B tier. The Giga is proclaimed to be the most fearsome creature on the island, and I'm all for that, except for the fact that it took me an entire hour just to find one of these fucking things. Honestly, I think the Carchar has taken the crown from these guys, and rightfully so, considering the Gigas will just betray you when they get too low on HP. And I'd honestly wait till the release of Ragnarok or something, because that'd be an absolute nightmare to try and locate on official. Still, really cool dino, however, and still the OG god of Ark dinos. So I'll give him an S tier just to make you veterans happy.
Hey guys, Steve here. Today we're going to be taming a Gigantopithecus. As you can see, the Gigantopithecus has one of the finest asses I've ever seen. As you can see, the Gigantopithecus is caked up on a Thursday.
What the f happened there? A tier. If there's one thing I hate in Ark, it's trying to drag corpses to feed another dino. For one, you need to kill a dino in the first place. Unreal 5 material. Then drag the corpse over to the desired dino, which will probably be hostile. And then comes the hardest part. Waiting to see whether or not it actually eats the fucking thing. Taming the Hesperornis had to be the longest creature to actually tame for me, because I had to just keep feeding it fish only for it to go up 5%. Anyways, I finally ended up almost taming one after about 20 minutes of back and forth from the ocean to the river. And on my literal last run from the ocean, this happened. You're kidding me, right? How do you get in the wall? Yeah, I just decided to spawn one in, because I'm not doing that again. E tier. I don't give a fuck about your golden eggs. Look, I don't know what pissed me off more. The fact that it took me 20 minutes to figure out that the Hyenodon isn't a passive tame, or the fact that I had to sneak up behind one for the game to just not even give me the option to pet it. I don't get an option to oh my god, like I need to get so close and it doesn't give me the option, and then when it does, they fucking run away. Like, holy shit, dude. D tier. Never tame a hyena. Never. I was wondering when I would get to you. The Equionus is ideally the most annoying creature in the entire game. These guys should honestly be classed as terrorists from the amount of resources they've stolen from people and the amount of lives they've ruined. Anyways, the first one I knocked out just happened to land just under the water, so it drowned. Then I searched the beach for another 10 minutes to try and find an itchy that wasn't 6 kilometers out in the ocean, and I finally found one. I'll give them an E tier just for the crimes that they've committed. Taming an Ichthy was really easy because they literally come up to you, but that's about all they have going for them. I think it's cool that they don't attack you, but honestly they can get in the way quite a bit when you try to do anything in the ocean. C tier. For some reason, I always tend to knock out every herbivore on top of a rock. Just wanted to mention that. Anyways, Iguanodon's a C tier. I'm actually quite disappointed for these guys. I was hoping I'd see them on the North Iceberg, but I got there and I was left quite cold and lonely. But I did end up fighting a cool orange penguin not so far down the shore from there, so it made up for it. C tier. Searching for a capo was honestly the easiest part because all I needed to do was dangle my legs along the treetops of the swamp and one will come flying out at me. If it wasn't for the 70 leeches I had to fight off, this would have been flawless. But like usual, it wasn't because you can't ever have nice things in the swamp. D tier. These things are so annoying. Nothing really needs to be said for the Kendra apart from the mini stego with spikes that roam the mountaintops. But like the Capra, I had to yet again fend off hordes of attacking diners just to keep this thing unconscious and alive. C tier. The Lystro gets an automatic S tier for being the singular best dino in Ark history. I mean, just look at them. If you don't like Lystros, you don't like XP. Imagine the Ice Age movie, but instead the Ice Age baby had a tranq rifle and shot Manny directly in the head, because that's exactly what played out in this scenario. Anyways, the mammoths are actually pretty cool. They can do quite a lot of things with the right saddle. A tier. Yeah, so originally I planned to tame a manta. That was until I figured out you needed angler gel to tame them. So as I was going down to the bottom of the ocean to kill an angler, I spotted a Diplodocus stuck inside of a rock. That's that rare as Hold on. Oh, everyone calm down. I've just found something. Honestly, I had forgot these things even exist, and they're so irrelevant that they weren't even on my original list. So luckily I found this dude, or I would have probably forgotten. I swam up to shore to place my beehive down that I got from the queen bee, gathered some honey, and swam back down to tame him. Anyways, the rumors that I've heard about these guys ended up being true, as you only get to have these things tamed for about 30 minutes, and all they do is increase the loot rate for underwater supply drops. And considering the state of the supply drops in ASA, I would, like most players, never tame this guy, ever. E tier. Anyways, back to the manta. I finally got a hold of some angler gel and fed it to the one I found previously. Honestly, if you're swimming down to kill an angler for these guys, you may as well just tame the angler instead, because mantas aren't the best. Oh, and I also won't forgive them for what they did to me earlier. I also decided to finally tame another meg. I don't know why. Manta gets a D tier and the Megalodon gets an A tier. Well, here we go, back into the Cave of Doom. This time I wanted to be extra careful, however, so I took it slow and steady. Everyone die! I need the area. We gotta make sure we don't wake this thing. Oh! No! Come on, recharge. I've got rabies and I'm dying. Fuck off. I'm dead from that. It's so bullshit. Yeah, my body somehow glitched 500 kilometers under the map and I had to go into creative ghost mode to get all my stuff back. So that was a good waste of 30 minutes of my life. Anyways, I managed to knock out the Megalo and I think it takes the prize for the loudest snorer in the game. A tier. These guys are really cool. As I snuck through the tall grass, I heard the distant calls of a monkey. Oh, it heard me. Anyways, I fed the monkey some stupid meteor berries and we're on our way. You can tell how happy I was given my current expressions. S tier because they throw shit. I wanted to spend my last moments in this cave taming one of those pesky onyx that killed me earlier in the video, but boy was I starting to regret it. Bruh, like why are these things in the fucking game? I hate these things so much. Just fuck. Oh my god, what is this thing? And it's dead. Like, Anyways, it also turns out that these things are also a passive tame. Who would have thought? E tier. If I could give them any lore, I would. These things suck and I hate them. The Megalania are one of those creatures that you only discover their existence by trying to start a boss and realizing that you need their toxin. I mean, seriously, I'm pretty sure they can only be found in this exact cave, and half the time they either aren't there or you just don't even notice them because they're stuck to the ceiling. C tier because lizard. Next we have the Megalosaurus, and honestly, this was the fastest I've ever found a tame in this entire video. Oh, that was fast. Probably gonna be my quickest tame yet. Oh! No, 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 no. Don't, stop, stop. Holy shit, man. Oh my fucking god. Oh, I just shouldn't have spoken. D tier. These things are everywhere, and I've never found a reason to tame one. Alright, let me start by saying that Megatheriums are awesome. I like their ability, I like the way they look, and they're all round a really cool creature, and especially good for taking down the brood mother, as they get a 150% damage buff when fighting any bug-like creature. S tier. Luckily, there was a Microraptor right around the corner, and honestly, I would not recommend taming these things. They're incredibly annoying when they're out in the wild, but once they're tamed, they basically hold no purpose other than to be a friend on your shoulder. But unfortunately, my shoulder is reserved for my monkey, so you'll be getting a D tier for kicking me off my mounts. Some people say the Mosasaur is the king of the ocean, however I think I should hold that title as I was literally somehow flying through the ocean with normal gravity. Yeah, I don't know why this happened, but hey, I'm not complaining. Plus I was having fun being faster than any other amphibian that tried to kill me. Anyways, I managed to tame the Mosasaur with ease, and I have to say that these things are basically the quets of the ocean. So if you like living in the water for some reason, I would 100% tame these things. B tier. Yeah, I'm struggling to find anything to say about the moss chops other than the fact they are pretty tanky and ordinary. So, C tier? I was hoping I didn't have to go through this again, but here we are. The Otter is a cute dino. It's probably one of the go-to shoulder pets, and you can even have a little hat for it. But that does not excuse the pain I went through in relation to the absolute shithole of a system that is feeding corpses in Ascended. Easy! I thought that'd take way longer. F*** off! For you fucking dickhead. Oh my god, bro. Why is there always a fucking piranha in every single water I go? Every time I dip my fucking toe into a puddle, about 50 piranhas come out of nowhere. Fuck me. Oh, dude, just 1 second in the water without a fucking piranha. I can't wait to look for another 50 hours. Dude. Oh, just let me drop him. I can't see the otter because the fish is in front of me. Wildcard. Just, like, what the fuck? I can't press E on the otter because my whole screen is covered by a fucking fish. Why aren't you eating the fish? Oh my god, it worked. What? How'd that happen? Whoa. Holy shit. Did you guys see that? I tamed it. Can't believe I tamed that. Guys, did you see that? Holy fuck. D tier. I'm never doing that again. Alright, I'm gonna cut to the chase and go ahead and say fuck these things. I've shut my pants multiple times just minding my own business and thinking there's a raptor hurling towards me. But in all seriousness, they made the oviraptors actually useful now, as they can legitimately pick up eggs off the ground, similar to dung beetles now. So, they're definitely worth a tame at the start of the game. B tier. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought my search for a Giga was long-winded, then you've got another thing coming. There's reasons I like maps such as Ragnarok and Genesis 2. That's because overs are actually quite easy to find, and mutton being one of the best meats in the game, it kinda makes sense that these things are quite rare. But honestly, other than me, who the actual fuck is looking to tame these things? They don't even do anything. Sure, they're cute, but this literally took me an hour to find. I'll give them a D tier because there's really no reason to tame them, but it'll be low if they didn't provide the sweet, sweet mutton. Also, I was honestly just relieved that I possibly had the hardest creature to find over and done with. Yeah, I don't think I could be any more wrong. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how, but I couldn't find a single patchy rhinoceros anywhere on the entire map. This thing took me yet another hour almost to find, and it was possibly the worst thing for my mental state just coming off of the Ovis. I know I'm ranting about possibly one of the most harmless and easy to find dinos in the game, but I just want to point out one moment while I was looking for one where I was passing a Bronto, where it swung and accidentally broke my boots. Then, not so long after, I burst out into tears like an absolute warrior, and oh, I don't have fucking shoes on. Oh my god. Anyways, I found a patchy in a ditch somewhere, and lo and behold, there was a patchy rhino right around the corner. I also don't want to talk about this one either. D tier for both. These things are about as common as the amount of times I crash in this game, and honestly I don't see the point of really taming these things if you're not like a heavy PvPer or something, because these are the most boring and basic big creatures in the game for some reason, and they hang out near the swamp, so they must be losers. C tier. I don't want you guys to judge me, but it did take 2 attempts to tame a parasaur, and this is why. What are you doing? What the f is going on? Anyways, on second attempt, I tamed one easily. And I'm just going to give my boy an A tier, because they're literally always the first thing I tame. I think I speak on behalf of all Ark players when I say this. Yes, these things are abominations made probably by Lucifer himself. I'm an all-you-can-eat buffet. Take whatever you want. Yes! E tier. I want them removed from the game. Pelagornis are epic, and they literally do nothing but chill peacefully out in the ocean, and I ended up finding and knocking out this really cool looking purple one. B tier. The Phiomia, aka the king of shit, is actually a pretty essential dino when it comes to growing crops, which is one of the most necessary things to do in the game. I, once again, knocked out and stole one of these things straight from their family tree, and I have no regrets. A tier. Alright, remember when I said the Dunkleo was the most hideous thing in the entire ocean? I think these guys have taken the cake. I mean, what the fuck? Look, I'm not much of an Ark ocean player. The only creatures I like to tame in the ocean is the Meg or the Tuso, and I, again, can't find a reason to be looking for these guys, unless they're literally asking for it. D tier. Now, if you're a true Queenslander like me, you'd understand the troubles of taming a kangaroo in real life. I've tried many times to capture one of these beasts for myself, but it never works in my favor. Thankfully, in Ark, it's way easier. No, 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 no. Bro! Run, you stupid fucking kangaroo. Run! As I was saying, thankfully, in Ark, it's way easier. B tier. After my Procoptodon tamed, there was conveniently a Pteranodon right behind me, so now the PT gets an award for the fastest tame on the list, I guess. Anyways, there was also a Scorpion just down the hill too, so I basically had another 3-in-1 taming process going. However, the PT will be getting an S tier as opposed to the Scorpion, just because they're the #1 go-to flying dinosaur in all of history, so of course they get an S. As for the Pulmono, I'll give him a C. If you think I was a bit hard on the Microraptor, then you have another thing coming. If I have to constantly watch out for a little slight tuft of dirt sticking out of the ground from 40 meters up in the sky, then you have me f***ed up. I'll give them a D tier, but only because they're basically the only island creature that you can bury underground, and that in and of itself is pretty cool, but still probably not worth taming. You may be wondering why I'm taming a Tapejara now, but honestly, I was looking for requests, and knowing my luck, I was never going to see one again. This one was also cool in yellow, but it didn't help the absolute struggle I went through to try and tame these things hundreds of miles in the air as they flew back and forth dodging all my shots. C tier. Cool concept, but the Quets are just a better alternative. I found a small pack of raptors doing what they do best in terrorizing local inhabitants, so I killed one and knocked out the other. Pretty simple. However, raptors are an incredibly good tame early on, and depending on how you play, I'd say they're almost a must-have. S tier. All I ask from you guys is that you cut me some slack while I tame one of these. I forgot that you had to kill them, and so when I found one, I actually did end up killing one, and at first I thought I did it on accident. I killed it! I'm done. I give up. Anyways, after some research, I managed to find another female. That was after I forgot the pheromone from the first one. The Krabby Patty secret formula. Other than that minor hiccup, that was actually a really fun thing to tame. And I can see this creature being insanely useful for the first few months of Ascended. So I'll be giving it an S tier as well. Oh my god. Flop down like a dick. Oh! Yucky. These things are gross. Anyways, I decided to continue my search for quests, and let me tell you, this was an absolute turning point for my sanity in this video. If you haven't figured already, I recorded this video over the span of 3 days. Little did I know that I would spend the next 2 hours of my day searching for this stupid fucking Quetzal. I'm pretty sure I searched for more time than the Giga and Ovis combined, and at that point I was just so overspending half my day searching for dinos, so I honestly just spawned one in. Anyways, after I had it knocked out, my game ended up crashing. How does that crash my game? How does that, happen? Like, what? This, however, doesn't affect what I rate the Quets. These guys are actually the most unique flyers in the game, and building bases on these guys are just so awesome. So I'll be giving the Quets yet another S tier. Again, there's not much I can say about the Sabertooth. I honestly just hate them because of the noises they make. I've been attacked by so many of these things that as soon as I hear that roar, I know that someone's knocking at death's door. D tier. I probably won't ever tame these guys. Believe it or not, I think Sarco is an actually amazing tame. I usually go for these guys whenever I need a sea creature, just because they can swim insanely fast and they're incredibly useful for things on land as well, such as exploring caves and hunting. When I knocked out my Sarco, it did this weird neck spinny thing which had me quite concerned at first, but nonetheless, I tamed it with ease and got to splash around in the water for a bit. A tier. Oh, and while I was searching for the next dino, my game crashed again and I hadn't saved in a while. Great. Awesome. Holy shit! After that previous incident, I was already quite mad at the fact that I didn't find one of these things instantly. I wouldn't necessarily take the Spino into the ocean. However, when it comes to rivers and small bodies of water, these things are insanely good. I'll be giving them yet another S tier because they deserve it. Finding a Stego was quite easy as I saw one just down the river while I was looking for a Spino. It did cost me a slight bit of chronic tinnitus. Stegos are really cool dinos, and I would 100% look at taming them if I need a berry farmer, base defender, or really anything of the sort. A tier. I'm going to do my best to try and summarize what the hell you're about to see in the next clip. Essentially, I found a terror bird next to the swamp and I knocked it out, killed about 50 snakes. Then a Thylacoleo decided to run up, so I decided to tame him too. So with that out of the way, the Thylacoleo gets an S tier and the terror bird gets a D tier because of the stupid fucking noises they make. Oh my god, it pisses me off. Let me start off by saying that these stupid fucking snakes have been attacking my shit this whole video. I most likely haven't included them the numerous times I've been attacked because they don't deserve to have the spotlight in this video, but I was already going into this filled with rage and revenge and I wasn't really able to exact it. After knocking one out like an idiot, I quickly found out that you need to feed these guys fertilized eggs, and to do that I would have to find another dino of one of my already tamed dinos to mate with. Then I would have to bring the fertilized egg to the snake, which is totally what I did. Oh my god, it's working. Oh, I tamed it. What? It ate the egg. E tier. Don't ever tame these things. I'm just going to start by saying that I had no idea that these things could take hours to tame, and I definitely figured that out the hard way. At first I tried knocking it out on the third Quetzal I spawned in, but that wasn't going fast enough. Then I decided to fly around its head and shoot rockets at it, and... Stop turning! How am I supposed to hit this motherfucker's head when he just spins? He just spins as soon as you see him. 77 rockets? What the f... Yeah, I was really starting to get pissed off. I tried taming this thing for about 40 minutes, and that's when I just gave up. For the first time, I'm not going to be ranking the Titanosaur, because I failed to tame it. And don't think I gave up on it easily, because I was, well, let's just say I was quite mad about this. How's the Torpor at 0? I'm fucking, yeah, I'm just not taming it. Like... The Trike is an amazing dino, that's all I can say. I was honestly just happy to tame one just for a break from the amount of bullshit I've already been through today. So I'm simply just going to put it at an A and give you guys a warning for what's about to come next. With the last few creatures I've attempted to tame, I didn't really want to have to use any bullshit methods to cheese my way into taming anything else, but I'll basically sum it up for you. I built a wooden box next to some Troodons and then dropped them in on an Argentavis. Then I threw a Giga into the pit and realized it was too big. Then I tried with an Allosaur for about 20 minutes, which fit perfectly, but when the Troodon finally killed the Allo, it didn't gain any taming percentage. So then, as disappointed as I went on to spawning another Giga, force taming it, breeding them, building a hatching base and a Troodon trap, hatching the egg, cryopotting the baby Giga, luring in another Troodon into my new trap just for me to accidentally kill the baby Giga in the process. Anyways, the Troodon is literally untamable unless you're an absolute delinquent or you use GCM. And if you think I'm coping, take a look at this clip and tell me otherwise. If it wasn't obvious already, these things are as E as an ear tier can get. And let me just tell you, if you think that there is a worse dinosaur or singular entity in this entire collective franchise, I want you to tell me how you came to that conclusion and why you're wrong, because these things single-handedly made me want to commit worse acts not even that Daedon would try to do. After all that, I thought I'd finally be done with the most difficult tames. However, the Tuso didn't end up being the cakewalk I originally anticipated it to be. Firstly, once I found one, it didn't seem to want to bargain with me or my sacrificial Carbo, so I tried other methods of getting its attention, and after other creatures of the ocean tried to sabotage me, the Tuso finally decided to budge and I couldn't kill it because, well... Ark. Speaking of Ark, it would appear I found the next upcoming dino, which must have made it into my game via glitch or something. I couldn't seem to read its name, but I think it's some sort of mutated version of the Carbo. I guess we'll just have to wait for its dossier to see. Seriously though, this is horrifying. Anyways, on my second attempt at the Tusa, I managed to get it to tame, and I must say that these things are by far the coolest things in the entire ocean thus far. So, I'll be giving it an S tier. The woolly rhinos are pretty mid. With levels I can see some of them being useful in packs, but honestly they're just harmless and pretty cool, so I think they're deserving of a B. And finally, the Eutyrannus. I just want to say that as I had this thing knocked out, I was reliving my adventures in that moment. I watched a Pelagornis fly overhead, an Argentavis try and annoy me, and I even made more baby Carnos and orphans. It was truly a special moment for me, and because of that, I'll be giving the Eutyrannus another S tier. Genuinely a good dino either way. And there we have it, the final tier list. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and leave a comment if you have any ideas of what I should do next. This video took incredibly long to record and edit, so make sure to support me on all platforms so I can continue to encourage myself to do this sort of stuff again. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.